Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesusjunkjournals, and I'm getting ready to sort my pages out so I can sew them into signatures. And a weird thing happened. I don't know if you've ever had this happen to you, but I have 15 pages in my kit, and I got all of them done, and I counted them up and there were 14. One disappeared, and I've looked everywhere for it, and I'm sure it's going to turn up here any moment. But meanwhile, I had to go back and reprint it. And so now I have 15 pages, but this is one that there's another one running around here somewhere, which is driving me crazy. But anyway, so it's plain on the back, but I will deal with that as I go along. I'm just going to go ahead and make my signatures. I'm going to do 3 signatures of journal pages, and I'm going to do 1 whole signature of note paper, journaling paper, some extra pages into each signature like I usually do. I'm going to divide these. Let's see how I want to do it. I have several with big flowers on them, so maybe I want to divide them so they're not all in the same signature. Maybe that's what I want to do. So there's a big flower. Ooh. And sort of a big arrangement. It's not really a big flower. Oh, there's the front page too. Okay, so here's another one. And there's one that's not. Okay. So each one is going to get 5 pages. So let me see. It looks like I have enough to have 2 pages in each signature with a big flower. I just want to make sure I don't get the pink roses all together. So let me look here. This has got a big flower, but it's not a rose. Okay, that's probably as close as it comes to a big flower. So I will put that one there. So there's 2 pages in each signature with big flowers. And then here's a plain page. Plain page. I guess a plain page. We'll call that a plain page. Okay, and then I have this page that has the Gospels, and I have my title page, which goes first. That'll be page 1. And then I need to decide if I want that to be page 2. I guess I could. And then I'll go ahead and put these 3. So that's 5 pages in a signature. Let's see. Looking to see how many pink ones I have. I have a lot of pink pages, so I don't have a pink one here. I could use this one here. So that'd be 5 here. And then that would put these 2 here. Okay, I've got 2 big flowers together. Let me move those. Put those on opposite ends. Okay. So however you want to sort yours would be good. The only main thing is this is sort of the title page you'd probably want to use. And then I'm going to put a couple of pages that I've just created, and this is something that could be journaled on. And I'm going to use a small page. I've got a French dictionary and different things that I've got pages from. So I'm just going to put that in there and that in there. And then put that there. One of these pages is just a piece of brown paper that I folded up to make a pocket. So I can put that there. And then I've got this one. Let's see. Can do that. And then put my little page there. And actually, I'm going to swap that out with, I've got one of these. These are tips, household tips from like a book from like the 1930s. It tells you how to fix all kind of things. It says, large toe-catching, fall-causing cracks in wood floors can be filled with a mixture of sawdust and shellac or glue. So if you have any large toe-catching or fall-causing cracks in your wood floors, there's a tip for you. Okay. All right, so there are my 3 signatures like that, and then I'm going to gather some journaling pages here just real quick. So I've got a little piece of paper that's got some ink around the edges that I was experimenting with my oxide inks. And then I've got some that I stamped, used spray coffee through stencil. And then these are just some that have coffee staining on them. And they're just regular weight, like copy paper weight paper. Oh, these need to be trimmed actually, because they're going to be quite a bit bigger. So let me get my paper trimmer and trim these down real quick. Okay, so I've got that signature, and then I'm going to put this one in the middle of it. And I'm going to put it in the upper part so that when I do the two holes, at least we'll grab it. If I put it in the center, it'll only have that one hole there. So I'm going to make it needs to either go to the top or the bottom. I didn't really count, I just grabbed a bunch of papers. So what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 6 pages. And then this little mini page. And I'll put that here. Like that. Okay, so there's one. I'm going to get a clip. And then I'm going to thread my needle with, get my wax linen thread and one of my darning needles out, or my upholstery needles. And so I want to go 2.5 times of the height of the signature. Well, not quite that much on there. I think I'm going to try and get away with it. Let's see. It's enough string, it's just that you need that extra sometimes to be able to grab it and do all the maneuvering that you have to do to get it together sometimes. So I need my awl, get that out. I started doing these a different way. I think just on the last journal I changed the way I did them. I used to do a figure 8, and now I found another way on YouTube that I like better, I think, and it's you go in the middle hole and out to the side, come up here, go all the way to the bottom, go through that hole, and then bring it up the back side through the middle hole. And then you tie the knot and you put one string on one side of that thread that goes this way and one on the other, which I'm going to show you how that may not have made sense. But okay, so I eyeball it, punch a hole in the middle, punch a hole at the bottom, punch a hole at the top. I really don't do a lot of fussing over it. I'm going to put the needle in the middle hole till it comes through the center. And then I'm going to go in this hole, and actually this is what I was saying. Instead of, I used to go through here and make it a figure 8. Now I just come all the way to the bottom, put the needle in the bottom hole and until it comes through. And let me make sure I've got enough since I used a shorter piece here. And then back through the center hole. And now I have to pull that tail out there. And then see how this one is just kind of floating. I make one string on one side of it and one on the other, and I pull it very tight. And then I just tie the knot over the top of that thread. And I have to tie about 3 knots because I don't seem to, not sure what I'm doing wrong, but sometimes when I do just 2, it comes apart. So I just always do 3. That seems to work. Okay, so there's my signature with my journaling paper. And then I move on to this signature. I need to get my scoring board. I started doing this. I used to think it didn't matter, that it was just easier to just fold it by hand in half, but actually it's not. It's easier to use a scoring board. So each page is 5 1/4. So 5 1/4 is where I want to score it. So here's 5 1/4, and I'm going to move it down just a little bit so I can make sure I find the right line. 5 1/4. And then fold it. And this one I'll just fold. It's actually pretty fragile. So hopefully, I'll try to be careful with it. Hopefully it stays together. And also make sure you're getting your pages right side up, because that's something I really seem to struggle with for some reason. This one's already folded. Let's see, here's one of the ones that I got upside down when I decoupaged. So I hope you guys are having a good time, good day crafting. I am pretty happy because yesterday I finished my deck of cards, which you've probably seen and heard and read about, which you've probably heard me talk about. But it's a deck of playing cards, the size of playing cards, and they have the books of the Bible on them. So it's a deck of cards with each card is a book of the Bible and a piece of artwork or a scripture that relates to it. And I got that done. I got one, and there's one out on Etsy in New American Standard, and there's one in King James, if you like King James better. And I think they'd be fun ephemera to add to your Jesusjunkjournals, any of your journals you're making. 5 1/4. So now I'm working on a journal using that same idea, only it's going to be a big journal, this size journal, and it's going to be the books of the Bible. So there'll be 66 pages, and I'm going to do it in the accordion style, or the concertina style, some people call it. So now I need to double check, put these back together. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these two go together. Okay, so there's one. And put that up here at the top and clip it. Okay, so I've got these pages sort of sorted out, but I need to also go back and see what they look like when you put them next to each other. So this is probably going to get covered up. I'm not really crazy about that paint. So I just want to make sure nothing's clashing. Something's going to have to be done about that poor little bird being upside down. And then in the middle, I've got a full picture that will cover both pages. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, counting the extra page. So that'll work. So I'll clip that. And then let me There's an extra page there I didn't use. Here is, now I need one in the middle of here. And so let me look at what I have. I really like the hummingbirds a lot, but they kind of could be all right by themselves. 1, 2, 3. So the ones that sort of lend themselves to the middle are these two. And I think I like this pink rose in the center. So I'm going to put that one as my centerpiece. And then I'll put that. And I think I'll turn it this way. Yeah, that looks good together. Okay. All right. And then, oh, this one doesn't have an extra page, I guess, so I need to put that in there. And I think I will put that in here. Okay. All right, so I've got that. Oh, and then this is an extra page too. I must have had 2 extra pages for that one. Oh well. Now this sticks up and out, so then do I want to trim it? I probably do. All right, so let me see if I can use my tearing ruler and just kind of guesstimate what I need to tear. And I think it needs it off the top too, so. Okay, that'll work. All right, so now let me get one more clip. I'm going to get my thread, my needle, and go 2.5 times the height again. So 1, 2, 2.5. Smash it with my thumb, and it will go through the needle very easily. And I've got plenty on that tail end that I shouldn't have to worry about it going through. Get my little piece of styrofoam from my Amazon packaging, and I'll start with this one. So I'm going to take one more look, and I honestly am not taking the time I usually take to do this. I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, this one I have not picked a center image. So let me look here and see. Well, that one would be pretty actually. Ooh, so would that one. I might do that one. Okay. All right, so that'll be my center. So I'm going to flip that around. And ooh, those are pretty together. That might work out great. Okay. And then I need my I think I'll put that there. Maybe here, just to kind of break that up a little bit. Okay, I've got that little half sheet at the top, I do, and so I'm just going to make sure I've got them pushed together, and you want to punch your holes with this almost shut. Make sure you've got the centers poked down all the way, and I'm going to eyeball it and poke a hole in the middle and one on each end. And then I'm going to come from the back. Pull that through, leave a tail about like that. And poke it through this hole at the top. Oops. And come all the way down to the bottom. Come back up through here. and pull it kind of tight, and then I'm going to go back through this hole, and I just want to make sure I don't snag that thread that's already there. Pull the needle off, pull this tight, and then put one tail on one side of that string and one on the other, and then tie it in a triple knot. And there I go. I'm ready for the next one. I don't know why that page is sticking out farther, but it is. I'll put edges on it though, and that won't matter later. So, okay, let me get the next group out. Did I pick a center one? Yes, I did. Okay, so now I need to check my little half page wherever it is, and there it is at the top. Okay, so I'm ready to go. Oh, no, I'm not. I always forget I have to thread my needle. 1, 2, 2.5. All right. Put my finger in the middle again. Okay. Oh, poke the hole, eyeball it, make sure all the pages are pushed down. Middle, this end and that end. Come up from the back. Oops. Poke it down through that hole at the top. And turn it around and then hold this tail back. Oh no, I go all the way up. I'm still thinking about the old way I did it. Okay, go all the way to the top, poke it through that hole. Now I go through the, pull that tail out. Now I go through this hole, make sure I don't snag that thread that's already there. And tie the triple knot, and I'm done on that one. I think people get too worried about how hard it is to sew a signature. It's not hard at all. It doesn't take long at all. And on to the next one. So now all I have to do, oh no, I already did it. I did my journaling pages, so I'm done. All right, well, let's see what we have here. Yep, got our three signatures and our little journaling signature, and we are ready to move on. So that will be it for this video. The next one we'll do, let's see, what's the next thing? I think start on the add-on kit. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.